A rainy night, a graveyard, a dimly lit mausoleum. The wickedlit theater group knows how to set a spooky scene. For the second year in a row, the Los Angeles-based theater group performed 3 literary classic horror stories at the Mountain View Cemetery in Altadena. Audience members are led around by tour guides who are also characters in plays, including one bird-like guide who communicates only in grunts. Each group goes to one of 6 shows, 3 of which were performed last year. Among the new shows this year is Robert Louis Stevenson's The Body Snatchers, a story of medical students in 19th century Scotland who dig up corpses for medical experiments. In the story, one student murders his lover and is haunted by her bloody ghost during their trips to the morgue for fresh bodies. The audience follows the students around, culminating in a very dramatic final scene. Wickedlit director Paul Millett describes it.
Things happen and there's lack of explanation on purpose as to what exactly is happening and why things are happening and what the characters are seeing. So it's specifically staged in the dark. We actually rehearsed the show, or that scene, I should say, in the dark, so that the actors would get comfortable working without light. So it's a very dark scene.
What's going on? I don't know. I think it's got something brushed up against me. This cannot be real. Not real. What's wrong with you? I've got to get into bed. Wait! Come back. I cannot see anything. No.
The next story, M.R. James's Casting the Runes, is a drawn-out thriller involving a rogue author who uses black magic to punish his literary critics. Director Jeff Rack describes the show.
He doesn't take kindly to his manuscript being that harshly reviewed, so he casts a spell on this guy in which, at a certain point in time, a demon is going to pay him a visit.
Though much of the action in Casting the Runes involves dialogue and building tension, the final scene offers a fierce standoff with some unpleasant results for one character.
You've passed it, haven't you?
This year, Wickedlit also branched out a little beyond straight horror tales with a bit of comedy. In a modernized version of a Mark Twain classic, a college student stumbles into a haunted house to stay the night. After some initial fright, the scene becomes more and more ridiculous, with the student ending up trying to psychoanalyze his ghoulish tormentor, who in turn attempts to deny that he is depressed.
Ever since I got here, I haven't had the slightest inclination to leave. Here, I'm powerful and frightening, usually. Out there, I don't know.
The comedic turn might be unexpected, but the Wickedlit mission is about more than just scaring people, Paul Millett says.
One of the things that we try to do with Wickedlit, and when we pick our shows for our productions, is to offer a variance in flavor, so that you're not seeing the same 3 pieces or the same tone or the same, genre, if you will. It's all horror-based, or has elements of horror in it, but it's different flavors, so that all three plays, no matter whether you see production A or production B, are going to be distinct and different. The tone will be different. How the horror manifests itself will be different. Whether it's psychological or visceral or funny.